Hi, I'm Dr. Pat, and welcome to our midday power encounter. We're so excited about what's going to be happening tomorrow. It's going to be so powerful. Um, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You should know the spiel by now. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 o'clock West Coast time. We're doing a One Voice Talks Justice. And on 2 days, well, actually yesterday, we had a lady on by the name of Flora. Flora, whose shop was burnt right there in the same Minnesota, the same vicinity where George Floyd's life was taken from him. We didn't know what was going to happen. We just simply, I've been praying right here in the room and saying, God, use me to be a part of a solution. Use me. There's so much centered around the problem and the bigotry and the hatred and what the cops did. And I understand the protesting and we need to be a voice. But I wanted to know, how can we use the power of our voice to now start looking at a solution, being a solution? So here we go. We didn't know who, where. We started reaching out and we found Flora, whose beauty salon was shut down, burnt down. Let me tell you about Flora, 71-year-old senior citizen who bought this building herself. She never took out a loan, guys. She never borrowed anybody. And she paid for the building. She just paid for the building. But during the time of the pandemic, she wasn't able to work through her shop and missed her insurance payment, insurance lapse. And she was going to reopen her business as the economy is about to restart on June 1st, which would have been Monday. And they burnt her shop down to the ground on the 29th of May. Unbelievable. She there watching her shop just burn into ashes, her dreams burn into ashes that she's worked for years. And her son, 2 shops over, who she got him off the streets from slinging drugs and had taken young girls off the streets and brought them into her shop and given them a legitimate income. All of it just burned to ruins. And so she's got this whole dichotomy going on where in her mind, where she's mourning and she's just left George Floyd's memorial. And then at the same time, she's looking at those that have burned down her shop as she's an innocent victim. When we got her on, we didn't know when I reached out to her. I said, I can't promise you. I don't know what God's going to do. But the power of one voice, the power of this one voice platform with 1 million soldiers, 1 million millennials, 1 million voices, the power of our voice as we come together. You know, for weeks, I've been asking you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Instagram channel. And what's the strategy behind that? It's the power of coming together, the power of one voice, the power of us as a people of God coming together, being global citizens to make a difference in the world. And so she was on the broadcast yesterday. And then it was so interesting because it's amazing how God stacks up and lays our life out like he can never mismanage our life. We had South Africa scheduled for not this weekend, but next weekend. And I thought, how can I talk about South Africa when my own nation is lying in ruins? I felt like Nehemiah when the king recognized the countenance on his face. And so I was like, I can't ignore what's happening. I have to be a voice, because to be silent is to consent. So we thought I'd join South Africa because I kept thinking South Africa. Oh my God, yes, they've been ahead of us. They've gone already where we're going. They've been through apartheid. They've seen the oppression. They've had the anger. They've done the looting. They've done the rioting. They've done the marching. They re-legislated the laws. They got a president that was of justice. I mean, yes, let our founding fathers, are the ones that are older than us, the ones that saw the sunrise before us, give us wisdom, give us counsel, and put them on the platform together with Flora so they can give Flora hope and pray for her and say, we've been already where you are. We know what you feel. We felt that same pain. So there on the platform, we didn't know what was going to happen when we went live, guys, yesterday. And one of our South African pastors who worked with Nelson Mandela, who was there right when Nelson Mandela came out of imprisonment in Robben Island, and then Desmond Tutu got with him and say, listen, we have to come together and articulate one voice to the people, one message to the people, a message of we must be bigger than this. We must move forward. There is a path forward. There is a better day. And I love this part that Desmond Tutu said, you can't think straight with a brick in your hand. You can't think straight when you have hatred in your heart. We have to understand that the decisions we're making right now are going to determine the life and the livelihood of our children and our children's children. And so it's not about what we're feeling right now in the rage. It's about doing things like making sure there's reform, that there's a higher level of accountability when it comes to the police officers. Just think about it with me. When we get pulled over as a citizen and the cops do our license tag, or they take our driver's license. In one click of the button, they know everything about us, our date of birth, where we live, if anybody has any kind of prison record. I mean, it's what even the information now is in there about what blood type you are in case there's an accident. So they know all about us. But why shouldn't there be some type of system that with a cop and with his number, a system that we can type in and see, or just as citizens monitoring bad cops in the area that have had several different cases against them, several different reports against them, and they're still on the force? Well, we can do something by raising the accountability bar and say, you're expecting us to be accountable to you. Well, let's put a system of accountability here so that when there are cops that are, and it's a sickness when a person is operating in hatred. Sometimes it's the pressure of the job. Sometimes it's things that the people have been told around a dinner table as children. The bigotry and the hatred has been there for years. And some people don't even know it's there until they're put in a situation under pressure. You squeeze a lemon, orange juice doesn't come out. And so what can we do about things like maybe we need to boycott? Maybe we need to get all the people that has been marching and say, you know what, let's take a day and have a day of prayer where we give the same type of tenacity to marching that we do to prayer. Well, One Voice has endeavored to be a kind of platform that would be a voice, one God, one people, one voice, where we could come together and make a difference and try to bring healing and have a dialogue. And let's do One Voice Talks Race. Let's talk about race. Let's talk about the issues. You can't just cover over things. Whatever you don't deal with will ultimately deal with you. And then you, on the other side of the coin, cannot complain about what you allow. And so we want people to understand that when we say we want justice and when we say we want peace, we're not saying one at the expense of the other. I believe that you can obtain both, and we have those that have gone ahead of us that have obtained those things. What can we learn? What has history taught us? What are the African proverbs that we're overlooking? One of the things that was shared on yesterday was one of our pastors from South Africa said that Nelson Mandela reminded them that when somebody in the family is sick, you don't come and visit that family member without a gift. Well, guess what? That means in the bedrock core of our culture, there's something in there to give back and to be responsible citizens, that when you hurt, I hurt. And so I want us to begin on tomorrow. We're going to be talking about solutions. We're going to bring those that have been ahead of us in a struggle, that have been ahead of us with answers and solutions. And we want to be a voice of solutions, a voice of unity, a voice of healing, a voice of justice, a voice of reform, a voice of other levels of accountability, a voice of economic justice, educational justice, housing justice, but God's way. Because we know that love will always, always, always conquer hate. And it doesn't feel so good at that time. But at the end of the day, love never fails. Why? Because God is love. And you don't get any more powerful or any more perfected than God. So you don't want to miss this tomorrow. We're asking every single person that has young people, youth groups, millennials, college students. We want all of them and you. We're going to do a takeover tomorrow. We're going to dominate the media platforms of YouTube and Instagram. That which has been endeavoring to spew so many negative images, to sway the opinions of other persuasions against a particular ethnic group. We're saying, no, we're on to you. You're not ignorant of your devices. One thing I always endeavor to do, and I learned this from my mentors, never, ever, ever, ever be ignorant. And the Amplified says it this way: do not place yourself in a disadvantaged position concerning the enemy. Never. Don't be disadvantaged. Be one up on him. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're asking everybody at exactly 10 a.m., at exactly 10 a.m. New York time, no matter what you're doing, even if you're busy, guess what you can do? Go to YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go there very quickly. Simply Pat Bailey. And then go to my Instagram channel, either of the two, those two particular, because YouTube is used for information. Instagram is where they gather and fellowship and talk and stuff. So we want both of those portals saturated. So instead of negative images, you're going to see tomorrow the part 2 of the story of Flora. What happened yesterday? I know I left you hanging. $17,000 has come in for Flora. Her goal was only 30. We believe that by tomorrow she could literally be at her goal, and now we can use this platform to help somebody else. Also, it's going to be youth and young adults coming on from Nigeria, Brazil, South Africa, from different parts of the world, showing other millennials and other young adults that there is a better way. There's a positive way, and we can use the power of our voice sacrifice for change, but doing it God's way. So please don't forget about us on tomorrow. Tell a friend, share, tag, like, tell people. It's our chance to give the enemy a black eye and be a model of change, be a model of healing. Because when all of the marching is over, what strategies have we put together? You can't make sound decisions with a mind full of hatred and anger. We want justice, but we want it God's way. So we look to see you tomorrow on YouTube, and we're going to do Instagram. It'll be on Facebook as well. 10 o'clock New York time. Factor that with your time. The people that we have on, people that work with Nelson Mandela, people that work with Bishop Tutu, Bishop Tutu, that we're going to Desmond Tutu, that will share with us the wisdom they left. Dr. Martin Luther King is gone now. Desmond Tutu is gone now. President Nelson Mandela is gone now. But they left a track for us. They left a legacy for us. A legacy of love, a legacy of forgiveness, a legacy of justice, but doing it God's way. You don't want to miss tomorrow. It's going to be so powerful. And get all your young people to hop on, because at one time, one God, one people, one voice, we're going to saturate the airways and model God's way of doing and obtaining justice. God bless you. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. This is Dr. Pat. I just hopped on short to let you know we are so serious about this. And I got this video I want you to look at, and I'm sure it's going to be just as much a blessing to you that it's been to me. And you know what? Take it and share it with other people as well. Don't forget to go to the YouTube channel, Pat Bailey. Click subscribe, notification button, and then hop over to our Instagram channel and subscribe as well. Share this with about 10 other people. It's going to be so powerful tomorrow morning as we begin to. I am asking people, here's your opportunity to do an act of justice so that George Floyd's life wasn't in vain. It doesn't matter what he did before. It doesn't matter what he was doing. It doesn't matter what you think about him. He didn't deserve to die like that. And let's take what the enemy has meant for bad. The whole world is watching America right now. The whole world is watching us. We have to show the world another template and another model. And here's your chance to do that tomorrow by hopping on at 10 a.m. and let's show the world and our millennials. We owe this to the next generation. We do not owe them the world that they're seeing now. They deserve better. And we owe it to them to provide better. See you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Don't forget YouTube and Instagram. And this is Dr. Pat, and I want you to take time and enjoy this video as it will lift you, I trust, and just give you hope and encouragement. And we're going to bless and encourage Mama Flora tomorrow and get your young people to be a part of this, because this will be something historical that they will always remember. See you on tomorrow morning, and enjoy the video.
Yes. Yes, the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let
on, don't forget to go to our webpage and support her voice. We're still doing the mask. We're telling everyone while you wear a mask, you get to provide a mask. Our grannies are still making these masks, and Val's still getting them provided. And remember, it's still providing not only a mask for others, but we are empowering people in the midst of a crisis. They're literally producing masks like you would not believe in Belize. And how does this mask connect to that? When you purchase from us and you purchase for your family and others, those monies we send over there so that they can keep buying the materials to keep making masks. So you're protecting yourself by protecting others, and you're protecting yourself while empowering others. Go to hervoice.myshopify.com. Did I say that right? Go to hervoice.myshopify.com, guys, as you're hopping on today, and or go to the website patriciabailey.org. It's going to be such an incredible opportunity to empower others. I love the way Val is making these. I mean, they come in all different types of prints, and she actually has the head ties to match. So you definitely want to go there. We want to support. And remember, as you're protecting yourself, you're protecting others. Help support what we're doing and be her voice.